So if you're autistic and you struggle with feeling overwhelmed or trapped by other people's expectations of you, you might actually be suffering from pathological demand avoidance. But it's okay, because in this video, I'm actually going to give you some tips how you can manage PDA and feel a lot better. And I promise you will. So let's get on with it. I've listed out 5 things, and yeah, let's get on with it. Pathological demand avoidance, or PDA, comes comorbid, co-occurring alongside autism most of the time. I only know maybe a handful of people who have autism but not PDA, and that's okay. It's just something that happens, right? But at the same time, it can be really debilitating and also make you have added stress to your life for no reason. So I've listed out 5 things and 5 ways that we can actually overcome these things, and we're going to go through them all right now. And I am autistic. My name is Dan, and if you're new around here, make sure to hit the subscribe button to see daily videos from me, and also follow along if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Okay, so the first one is lowering the pressure before starting tasks, right? And I did a video all about how you overcome inertia, which is actually starting tasks, and I'll leave a link for that here in an end card and an iCard up here and an description down below. But in terms of lowering the pressure beforehand, is kind of instead of saying oh, I have to do something, change the narrative to be well, I want to do this. I'm choosing to do this right now. And this reduces the anxiety. And so you can break all tasks down into small, low demand or low pressure steps. And when you do that, it lowers the anxiety of the things you need to do. Because if you have a list that's 16 things to do, and each one of them is a big job or a big task, we'll just break the big task down into small little tasks to complete the big task. I mean, that lowers the anxiety, and it'll lower the pressure on yourself as well, which is really interesting, because by doing that, you're going to definitely have more wins than you are losses, right? And so not feeling so hung up in the demands of other people, these are just small wins that you build up. Okay. Guys, if you are interested in knowing how I became confident and got that BDE energy, then make sure you download my free Autism Building a Bulletproof Brain starter kit. You can go to bulletproofbrain.org right now, click the card here, link in the description or in the bio, or you can just go to bulletproofbrain.org. Make sure you put www before it and download the free checklist starter kit right now. I promise you, you're going to be amazed. Okay, so tip number 2 is using hidden choices to regain control. And control is a good thing, guys. I would rather be in control of things than out of control, or somebody in control of me, right? You don't want to lose control, and you don't want to lose control to somebody else. You want to be in control all the time, because when you're in control, you have complete control and access to your life and your destiny. So let's go. So give yourself options instead of hard rules, right? So you'd be I have to do this because blah, blah, blah. Be hey, I can do this or that. Which one's going to feel good right now? Okay, I'll take B, because it's going to be the one that's going to make me feel better right now. That's what I need right now. This again lowers the demand. Having choices like this tricks the brain into reducing the stress that is associated with tasks that will avoid a shutdown and actually avoid a meltdown, because when you have a pathological demand avoidance increase, this is an accumulation that's going to just end up kicking your butt. So yeah, you got to lower those by creating choices to regain control, and control is a good thing, right? Okay, so number 3 is following your interests, not the clock. Because when we follow clocks, we look at deadlines, and as autistic individuals, we're told to use timers all the time. And don't get me wrong, timers are great. I actually use a timer. There's a timer right behind me now. This clock, the Loop timer, this is amazing. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It's actually a state-of-the-art timer, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. And I use it all the time, and it's great because it has all these lights. It fits on my desk, and it's magnetic. Dude, this thing clips. You just seen it then. It was clipped to the back here. Now, I'm going to leave a link for you to check out Loop timer if you're interested, because I like to time when I'm doing videos, or if I'm making content like emails and stuff. I like to time it because I know I've got a certain amount of time for my jobs, not just the tasks in life. But I would never time a task in life, if that makes sense. But I use this timer, which is pretty good. But when you follow your own interest rather than the clock, I've got an hour to do this, oh my goodness, yeah, you don't stress out as much. You have more self-control. So you start doing something that you enjoy, but then it gets harder and harder because you're trying to do it within a certain amount of time. Kind of like those game shows where you got to build a cake within a time. I mean, these people love building cakes, but then they start hating because you got to do it in a time frame. So use your special interest as a thing you warm up to get into the flow, and then just go with it, right? And as long as you're not overestimating the amount of time you need to do, and then going over that again, then you should be okay to be right on track by just going, okay, look, it'll take as long as it takes, right? There's no demand here. And that's with tasks like that. Unless you're working with things that you want to time, I highly recommend the Loop timer. Okay, tip number 4 is building a safe escape plan. And now this is really interesting because like setting up a safe space as a place where you can go and retreat to, or having like a safe place where you can regulate without having to feel kind of pressure from everywhere else or guilty. Because a lot of the time we want to do something and then the pressure seems so much that we need to just take a step back and really analyze the situation. But when we do that, we feel guilty for not actually getting on with the thing. And then we think, oh, then I'm going to hit inertia, which isn't the problem at this point. It's just PDA, right? It's a pathological demand avoidance. And so if you set up somewhere where you can, be safe, like a corner of your room, your bedroom, a reading nook, your car, anywhere really, that would be somewhere that you can go, this could be a quiet room for you to just escape stuff, get a sensory break, and then you know that you can retreat there, take a breather. Okay, now I'm feeling more relaxed. I'm feeling less overwhelmed, less pressure. Let's go and do the task at hand. This is amazing. This actually really does help a lot, especially with the demands that you have with other people. Especially if someone says to me, "Hey, I need you to do all these things." You're like, "Oh my goodness, so many tasks." First of all, go take a breather, go to a safe space, calm down, check it out, check yourself, then go back and get it. Okay, so tip number 5 is use the pretend agreement trick, which is like a secret weapon. Okay, this isn't like my secret weapon for you guys here. So if pathological demand avoidance resistance strikes in a conversation, and this can happen, calmly agree outwardly, say, yeah, of course, like I'll do this thing. And then initially you're planning your next step. So it's kind of like you agree now and then figure it out later, or you confirm now and you figure it out later. This example is like someone says to you like, oh, can you do this for me right now? You say, sure, I'll handle it. But when you actually tackle it, it could be something, that you will agree. So someone says like, I need you to handle this right now, phone this guy and book the limo or something. You'd be like, okay, cool. And then you'd be like, I'll do it right now. And they go, okay, cool. So then you go back to your room and then you can have a breather, take a breath, have some water, and then decide to do it. Rather than be like, oh, I've got to do it right now. And then you're like, oh, no, F you, dude, I'm not going to do it right now. Because PDA can skyrocket to like crazy levels, right? And I know, I see you. If this is you, give this video a thumbs up. So this also lowers the confrontation between you and the other person because you're trying to like think to them, well, actually, I don't want to do it right now. I mean, that would just cause all kinds of like craziness, wouldn't it? And then the other person would feel like, hey, this guy's an a-hole and whatever. So yeah, this would actually help. And these 5 tips are going to absolutely destroy PDA issues that you have in your life. Hey, if you are interested in having one-on-one personal coaching by me on your autism and ADHD, then all you need to do is go to the link in the description down below. If you're watching on Instagram, you can just comment the word coaching and I'll DM it to you automatically. Or you can just go to theaspyworld.com/coaching and you can fill out the form and we can start working together. I got lots of requests like this, so I just wanted to put it in this video. Okay, guys.